he's in the penitentiary there in New Hampshire, which is a little different. Usually, if someone is standing trial, they'll go get him from the state pen, then put him in the county jail. This case, because New Hampshire is relatively small and the distance between the state pen and the courthouse wasn't that much, so they were just shuttling him back and forth. He decided, I'm not doing this anymore after one day. My theory, Michael, is he didn't want the focus on him every day leaving the prison and just putting all of the other prisoners, you know, giving them a heads up. Hey, Adam's going to trial. What's it about? Oh, he killed his kid? Because his life in prison, if he's found guilty here, is not going to be as pleasant, likely, as it has been to this point.
I actually hadn't thought about it until you brought it up, Ted. Yeah, I mean, his life is going to be terrible in prison. How much of a difference him not showing, and didn't really think about it until you brought it up. Maybe, perhaps, yeah, because of the close nature of the, of the inmate situation in New Hampshire, because it is a very, very small state, and these are not big communities, and so pretty much everything is jumbled into one. Police stations there as well, so maybe that had a factor, but. He's on trial for his life. I'm pretty positive his attorney gave him an overwhelming recommendation. You need to be here because the whole metaphor of the case is you were not there for your daughter. You can't not be there for the trial. I think he would have had to overcome overwhelming urging by his attorney for him to not be there. There's no way his attorney would have been happy with his decision to not be there. And by the way, I had to say something. The fact that we're watching, waiting for this verdict this long, tip my hat out to his attorney. She did such a fantastic job. What a difficult job that was. Look at her. I mean, the fact that I don't know if I could have made that jury wait more than an hour. I mean, she did a phenomenal job.
Well, certainly Carolyn Smith likely gave them something to think about. Michael, there are multiple charges that he faced. He did, in a sense, plead guilty to 3 of them by way of telling this jury in opening statements through his attorney that he's not disputing the abuse of a corpse, the tampering with evidence, that he is saying that he did do those things. He did move her body, well, 2 of those charges, rather. But the tampering with the witness, the one that it had to do with Kayla Montgomery, whether or not he threatened her, whether or not he assaulted little Harmony before she went missing, before the state says that she was murdered, and that second-degree murder. Those are the charges that this jury really had to weigh. And here's the question that the jury came back with. They asked whether or not what's the definition of conscious disregard? How does the how does the court, they're asking the judge really to explain it to them, and they were told to rely on what they dealt with, if there was a conscious disregard of the risk.